Let's look at the syntax of our ACL. We'll start with a numbered access control list here. Our numbers here for standard access list were 1 through 99 and 1300 through 1999. Numbered extended access control lists range from 100 to 199 and 2000 to 2699. So the first part of our statement there, we're going to select the number. Next, we're going to say permit or deny. This is the action we're going to take. Next, we list the protocol. And the protocol that we're going to look at are IP, TCP, UDP, and ICMP. There are other protocols we can filter on. For this course, though, we're focusing on these protocols exclusively. Next, we have our source IP address and wildcard mask. And then we have a source port number. Now, the source port number I've written in brackets, and the brackets indicate that this is optional. So if I leave this field blank and I put nothing in there, what that indicates is any source port number. So if I leave this field blank, it's indicating anything. Next is my destination IP address and wildcard mask. I have to put a destination IP and mask in, but then I also have an option for my destination port number, and that is an optional field as well. If I leave it blank, that's going to allow all port numbers. My numbered ACL command is what you see on the screen. We can also do a named access control list, and there we're just saying IP access list extended name. It's very similar to what we did with the standard access control list. And now our command starts with the permit or deny statement, and we don't have to put in the access list extended and then the number. So we have two ways of doing that extended access control list. Method 1 is to use the numbered. Method 2 is to use the name. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to take these commands plus this table that we made, and we're going to map the commands based on our table. So we'll start off here and we'll say IP access list extended, and I'm going to say example 2. So I'm going to make a named access control list. My first line, all I have to do is translate it here. Permit TCP 10.0.0.16.0001 to the host address of 192.168.10.10 with a port number of 80. There we go. So the next line, we just go to the next line of our ACL here. Here we say effectively something very similar, but we're going to say permit ICMP this time with our source address of 10.0.0.16, wildcard mask of 0.0.0.1 to the host address 192.168.10.10, and that will allow our ping messages through. Next, we go to our next line, which is allowing 10.0.0.128 to SSH to our web server. And then our last line here is our deny IP any, which will deny all the traffic that doesn't meet the first 3 rules. We go on to our router then, and we're going to apply that access control list to F00 in the inbound direction. So now access group, example 2, in the inbound direction is what we're going to start filtering with. So now as traffic comes into F00, we're going to start filtering on all traffic that arrives on 10.0.0.1 on F00 there. So we have our first message coming from 10.0.0.17. Let's say that 10.0.0.17 is trying to SSH to the web server. Well, when that packet comes into the router, we're going to compare it to our access control list. We're trying to SSH, which means the destination port is going to be 22. And in this case, our destination port is 80. So we have a match on the protocol. SSH uses TCP. We have a match on the source IP address because we're coming from 10.0.0.17. So our source address matches. And then we are going to a destination of 192.168.10.10. Our destination address matches, but our port number doesn't match because this is looking for port 80 and we need port 22. We go to our next line then and see if we have a match here. This is not a ping message, so it's not using ICMP at all. This is a TCP message with a destination port of 22. So this line also doesn't match. So we go to the third line. Third line here, well, we're using TCP. Our source address is 10.0.0.17, so we don't have a match already when we look at the source address. So that rule doesn't work either, which means we go to the very last rule here, which is deny IP any. Since SSH uses TCP and IP, we're automatically going to deny that message access into the router. If we have a message coming from 10.0.0.16 and it's a ping message and we're trying to reach 192.168.10.10, once again, as that message comes into F00, we start comparing our access control list. We look at the first rule. We do not have a match because we're using ICMP as the protocol. We look at the second rule, and here we do have a match. It's saying permit an ICMP message from 10.00.16 or 17 to 192.168.10.10, which is exactly the message. This is coming from 10.00.16. So once we have that hit on the rule, we can then forward our message onto the web server, and then the web server can reply to our ping request.